Hey guys, hope you're all doing well. I wanted to make this video in honor of my second year at the Poirier Group as a consultant, and I had a few points to share with you guys. 24 points for 24 months that I've been at TPG. Each of these points I have learned from a unique individual at TPG, and I want to thank them as well for all the learning experience as well as the journey that I've been on, because I'm very grateful and I've grew a lot in this journey. So we'll dive right into these points. All right, so the first point is perception is important. Now I understand truth is the ultimate matter, and it's what matters. But regardless, I've learned over the course of my experience here that perception is absolutely important. And sometimes people might not have the context or the lens through which you see the world. So it's important to put yourself in their shoes as well and see how they're perceiving certain things. All right, lesson number 2, do not use the word hope. Now the reason for that is when you use the word hope, you're taking away all control from that situation that you're in, and you're leaving it up to fate or to hope for it to happen. But it's preferable that you just don't use it, because then you're able to subconsciously understand that you have control over that situation. So think about that. All right, point number 3, do not use the word try. Like Yoda said, you either do or do not. So point number 4, if you're asking for help, then make sure you're concise about what you need help with. Because people are always busy, people are doing their own thing, they're focused on their own work. So if you're asking someone for help, then make sure you let them know exactly what it is that you need help with. So point number 5, if you're offering to help someone, then make sure that you know that you can first of all help them, and you know what it is that you're helping them with. Because you just say, oh, I'm just going to help you, that just seems like a very, very blatant offer. So make sure that you can help the person before offering to help them out. All right, so point number 6, you are free to express yourself in however way that you want, but remember, context is important, especially when you're in a team, you're dealing with people, you're in a specific situation. Sure, you're free to express your thoughts, but context is very important, so keep that in mind. Relationships are everything, at least for me. So I wanted to share with you guys. Everyone has different opinions, but for me, the people in my life, friends, family, co-workers, those that I can actually spend quality time with and I can add value to their lives and vice versa, that is everything. So make sure you invest in your relationships, and you make sure you invest in the right relationships, because the people in your circle would define who you are. It's not cheesy. Point number 8, find inspiration in the people around you. All of us have strengths, we have weaknesses. We have, different propensities towards different sorts of activities, towards different thoughts and ideas. So find inspiration in the people around you, because you will find it if you look at it. Point number 9, do not underestimate the power of a great leader. I got this from Jack Ma, who's the ex-CEO of Alibaba. He said, while you're in your 20s, don't go after the job that pays the most amount of money. Don't go after the job that, is in that sort of priority for you. But you should look at it this way. Invest your time and spend it with a great leader, with a great team, because that's when you're going to learn the most, and that's the building block based on which you're going to lay the foundation of your career, as well as who you are as a person, in the workforce. So that's very important. Point number 10, be a good sport. We like spending time around people who have a sense of humor, who like to joke around, who like to, lighten the mood, once in a while. If people joke around, if people say something, don't take it personal. They're just joking around. They're just being themselves, probably. Most of the time, they're not malicious. So just be a good sport about it and keep rolling. That's the fun of it. Point number 11. So I learned this from a really good friend of mine at work. It's much more important to achieve results rather than look busy. Most of the time, there are people who just want to look busy and they want to like seem they're doing a lot of good and hard work, but then they don't accomplish the results down the line. So just save that time when you're trying to look busy and actually get those results. And I posted about this the other day as well. It is really important to always think about the bottom line. Start with the end in mind and always keep the end in mind. What are you trying to accomplish? Focus on that. Point number 12, check on your teammates. Check on people, see how they're doing. A call, a message just to say, hey, what's up? I was thinking about you, just wanted to see how you're doing. That goes a long way. And people appreciate that. Just check on people, see how they're doing. All right, this is really important. Open, honest, and direct communication. That is very, very important. And that's something that I've learned over this time, and I really, really appreciate that, because when you're open, when you're honest, and when you're direct, there is no room for misunderstandings, and you actually do the best that you can in order to convey the idea or thought or the message that you have. And people appreciate that. So be open, be honest, and be direct. Point number 14, stay open to feedback. It'll save you. Now, sometimes it's really difficult to accept feedback or be open to it because it's just more comfortable not to get people's feedback. But once you do get their feedback, and obviously if those people mean good for you, even if they don't actually, it's still very, very important to be open and stay open to feedback, because you can use that feedback to grow yourself and to learn from the things that you did. Point number 15, it is absolutely okay to be wrong, but it's not okay to not accept it. Most of the time we're so stuck in, making sure that we're on the right and, we don't get proven wrong, when in fact, it's much more important to pursue the truth rather than get stuck in the game of who's right and who's wrong. So if you're wrong, just graciously accept it, learn from it, and move on. It doesn't have to be a big deal. Be on time, be punctual, respect people's time. If people are making time for you, they respect your time. So be punctual, go on time, whether it's for an interview, whether it's for a meeting, whether it's just to meet with a friend to go grab a drink. It's very, very important. Don't be late. No one likes to wait around for other people. Respect their time, don't be late. Number 17, it's not personal. Don't take things personally. Now, I am sometimes in fault with that myself, where someone says something and I just quickly take it to heart and I take it personal. Or someone, sends me a message or says something in a meeting or acts in a certain way, and I just overthink, and I'm like, what if, that was really meant towards me as a person, or, I should take it personal, I feel offended, whatever. That doesn't help. Don't take things personal. People are dealing with their own issues, they're having their own fights, they're going through maybe a rough day, whatever it is. That doesn't mean that you need to take it personal. Remember that. Develop genuine friendships. It's important to understand, even when you're at work, you can still develop friendships by being yourself. You can meet people, you can, develop those relationships outside of work as well. That's how you make some really cool friends. By staying open and, being your authentic self, that's how you develop genuine relationships. All right, point number 19, know your worth, but stay humble as well. As we grow through our careers, as we start doing really cool stuff, as we go up, whether it's in the corporate ladder or any other place where we're expanding, it's very, very important to know your worth, know what you're contributing, know what you're bringing to the table, but at the same time keep that humble attitude, because it's that humble attitude that's going to help you learn and expose you to new situations where you have the plasticity or the elasticity to learn and continue to develop yourself. So don't ever get full of yourself. All right, number 20. So I know an intern who gives it his everything, and I've learned a lot. I've learned a lot from all the interns at TPG, because it reminds me of a time where I was an intern myself, and sometimes I would get lazy, or I would think that the work that I do doesn't matter, but these guys give it their all, they give it everything, and they work just as hard as everybody else, and they actually provide a lot of value. I've learned a lot from these guys. So it's important. Know that you can learn from anyone, anywhere, and goes back to the point that we were talking about. Be open and be humble, expose yourself to new situations, and understand that every single person that you meet has something to teach you. This is very important. I learned this from a few people who are like that, and the more people I meet like that, the more I appreciate how much they can look at the overall situation and go back and forth in terms of the details. So be very detailed, but be able to look at the high level picture as well. Be able to get down in the weeds, but be able to come back up and look at the bigger picture as well and see, what's going on and understand the long-term vision. Because if you can develop both of these skills together, it is invaluable to any situation that you're trying to solve a problem, you're trying to understand a concept and formulate a framework. So keep that in mind. High level and down in the details, really important. Attitude, that's really important. As cheesy as it sounds, we get exposed to different situations. We're under stressful situations sometimes, and we're going through a lot, whether as a team, as individuals, in our personal lives or in our professional lives. But what's really, really important is that you maintain an attitude for learning, you maintain an attitude of being open, you maintain an attitude of being curious, because all of these together form the raw material to make you the best self that you can be. So think about that and see how you can adjust and shift your attitude in different situations. All right, point number 23. This is something that I've been trying for a while, and I really recommend it: journaling. At the end of every day, when you're alone by yourself in the bed, or when you're by yourself at night, journal. Write about your day, write about the things that you went through, because a good friend told me that when you journal, you're consulting with your higher level self. And that's really interesting, because when you're journaling and you're writing, you'd be surprised how many different ideas come to your mind when you put the pen to the paper. And that's really, really interesting. So I really recommend it for you guys as well. All right, and last point, guys, just be yourself. I'm, constantly reminding myself of that as well. We're all going through our own stuff, and it's important that we understand nothing has to be perfect. You don't have to be artificial. You just be yourself, and the world will respond to you in that way. And the main point of me talking about these things with you guys was to document my own journey and talk about the things that I learned, and really share it with you so that you guys may find it helpful and use it for yourselves, or think about these as well. Plant different seeds here and there in order to help grow and continue on that journey of self-transformation. We're all on that journey, and that's never going to end. As cheesy as it sounds, it's never going to end. So be yourselves, be authentic, and people will respond to you that way as well. All right, guys, thanks for watching. These were 24 lessons for the 24 months that I've been at TPG. I want to thank everyone who's been with me throughout this journey, whether my coworkers, my friends, my family who've supported me, and I want to make sure that these points, at least one of them, if you guys can take it and think about how you can apply it to your own lives, that would be amazing. That would be a seed that I would have planted with you guys as well. So 24 points, 24 months, and thanks a lot for watching. Really appreciate it. It's okay. That's fine. I'll say point 4 now.